Hello, welcome to the podcast show. I'm Joe.
Rott.
And we are going to talk about some things today. And while we talk about those things, we are going to review the cake cannabis infused joint called Grape Goddess. Look at that shiny, beautiful joint infused by Cake Cannabis's Freddy Fuego's beeline, as you can see.
Yeah, here's another reason why Facebook could go fuck itself. You see what I could do right here? You see how I could do this?
Yeah.
And record, although I think I'm out of time on my phone. What do I got? 14 minutes, 20.
This is 28% total THC.
Nice. Nice. And I like that number, dude.
Oh, 29, sorry. Print's real small. And I've been hearing really good things about this joint, so we're going to pop it open and see what it's all about.
We're here at the podcast show in the infinity and beyond. And I'm going to put this up on YouTube later because Facebook could suck a bag of dicks.
Fuck Facebook.
So this here is that Freddy shit. This is their beeline, but an infused one because I've seen the cake
good.
line. Is it inside? Oh, thank God. Wow.
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
Long.
And it's not, it's like perfectly rolled too. It's not loose at the bottom and hard at the top.
Mine is.
Oh, yours is?
That's how it is,
perfect.
though. That's why with every joint, you always want to finger it.
Yes, finger it properly. Make sure it's all squared away before you light it. Let's do a dry hit. Oh, that's good. Grape Goddess. Oh, my goodness.
Have you noticed when you suck on it, you literally can feel the air pockets, like, kind of, where it seems to tighten it up a little bit. That was just a good old stoner dude trick.
I know. I'm so glad you told me about that.
We learned together. I'm glad that I learned that I'm not supposed to wear my fucking badge in public.
Yeah, you're not supposed to wear your badge. You're not supposed to wear a shirt.
Your work shirt, but it's funny
Yeah,
because
your
I
work
don't.
shirt.
It's a work hoodie, and I don't wear it at work, except for when I do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I told Dawn, she's like, I don't remember any of that at the meeting.
Just an LCB thing, that's all.
That was a meeting she went to
All right.
very recently. Tink.
Cheers.
Sometimes you want to smoke where everybody knows your name. And this is how I steal Joe's lighter every day. Oh, I won't be stealing this one.
Oh, yeah.
I do believe these will have
man.
the absolute capability of hotboxing this bitch. Do you think if we shut the sunroof cover, it would change? No, that would lose lighting. All right, here we go.
Oh, that is so good and smooth. Yes. I haven't smoked yet today, so this feels fucking great.
I smoked a little bowl this morning, but I was around 8.
Mm.
You want to go where people go to smoke weed all
Flavor's
day.
changing off the third hit, too. All right, so we're going to talk about Rott getting thrown in Facebook jail for a week. Tell us about it.
Well,
What did you do?
One of my friends, well, apparently I'm a hate speech. I got thrown off for hate speech. I would like to clarify before I say anything that I understand that Muslims is a religion. It's not a race.
Yes.
One of my wonderful friends, I got a little limpness going on here,
Mine's holding up strong. Look at that.
posted Old Glory with the meme, I hear that Muslims hate this flag in our country. Share if you don't care. And I wrote, exactly. Well, maybe in other countries they hate our flag. Fuck them. It's exactly how I read. Although I did fuck it up to where it said F-U and then space K-C-K them.
Yeah.
Muslims in our country love it. Share that. That is exactly what I wrote. Exactly what I wrote. And hate speech.
That's so fucked.
I feel like I might have gotten away with, what's that called? Appealing that.
Yeah.
But I was at work and I thought it was a warning. So I just said, okay, yeah, I agree with it. Fine. I guess I said the words fuck and Muslim in the same sense. But that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
But fine. I'm so over Facebook, dude, and trying to figure out a way to do what I do without it. And
It's I was thrown in Facebook jail once for saying white people suck.
But white people really, really do suck, dude.
And as a white person, I should be allowed to say that because I'm just speaking facts.
Well, no, the next thing that's going to come around is we're not going to be allowed to be called white people anymore.
Yeah.
Because that offends white people.
Yeah.
So what we're going to be is we're just going to have to figure out, he's going to have to get the DNA test. And on the box, it'll be like a fucking multiple question thing where you're just like, Spanish, check. This, check. Up 2/4 of this, check. How much percentage of this are you?
And the thing is, when I said white people suck, I wasn't even referring to anything political. I was referring to somebody talking about the movie Fern Gully.
Also,
where white people suck in that movie.
Senses of humor and sarcasm through Facebook posts, I mean, even in audio, I mean, everything can be taken out of context. If you don't have, when I say fuck them, I didn't say fuck them dirty, this and that.
Yeah.
I said, like I talk. I type like I talk. You poor unfortunate bastards who have read anything I've ever written know that this is how I talk. Fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck bearded comedians.
Yeah, Facebook
fuck them.
Doesn't have a problem with the original post.
No, which is, by the way, stating an anti-religious, xenophobic, not anti-xenophobic, but a xenophobic, right? Because it was another culture. And if just like everything, every religion, the Christians, the Jewish, the Muslims, and all in betweens all have different sects of that. There are atheist Jews, there's atheist Muslims, there's atheist Christians. They're all so redundant they don't understand what they're talking about. But whatever. My point is, there's different views of them all. I'm reading an amazing book right now about Rumi, and honestly, he was a Sufi or whatever. And dude, it's just, shut up, America, shut up. Now, which leads us to my rant, which was about cancel fucking culture, which I think is bullshit. I don't like the term cancel. I think it's an attack word. It's just like snowflake. It's like what are some other big words thrown around to antagonize people?
Libtard. Slacktivist.
You know, it's just kind of hard to come up with insulting names for Republicans,
Yeah,
because that's not our game.
That. Yeah.
That's not our game. We're not children. I'm like, Republicans are assholes, racist, and
conservative.
Yeah, conservatives, just another sect of a Republican. That's interesting. We attack their humanity, and they attack us for having humanity, I guess. And that's not at all true, because my dad's a Republican, fucking Trump-tard 100%, and gave me the value system I have. So it's very confusing. But aside from that, this cancel culture thing, since the beginning of all time, everybody who owns arts or rights, unless they sell it off publicly to somebody else and they own those rights, has the right to change, adjust, or straight up pull their work from the public eye. They are not sending out people with bats and badges to come to your house and gather up the books that, and by the way, our generation, this fucked up generation running things right now, was raised by those books, and we're fucking stupid as fuck. We were raised with a different set of rules, and we want our children, I hope, to learn. And now, my Mr. Potato Head rant. You leave Mr. Potato Head the fuck alone, because there's already a Mrs. Potato Head, which are both able to, as with our modern world, change their genre to wherever they want. But however, if it's that important, you make a third Potato Head with no nothing. Yeah, and now you've got the new dynamic of our society. We've got a male, we've got a female, and we've got a whatever you want to be. This actually arguing about whether a toy is a Mr. or a Mrs. is stupid. It's Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. This has already been established. If you want to add and evolve and expand that idea, you bring in the new one. And here's the answer to all the world's problems right here. Here's what you're going to find out. They're all the same goddamn thing. When you take them apart, they're a base form of something, and then you can add whatever the fuck you want to it. That, my friends, is humanity. Canceling fucking old cartoons by a dude that was a known propaganda word.
Propagangsta?
Okay. A propagangsta against people of Jewish persuasions and everything else. I love how you try to culturally say words right. Like, oh, here comes the J word. I don't know how to say it. Those books, when you look at them and their content, they're not right. And fuck Pepe Le Pew, dude. I know that, dude. That is every slimy friend I have that fucking talks about just, dude, come on. I wouldn't want that guy hanging out with my daughter. I would want him to know about him, and therefore in our society now we're saying that this is a dangerous style of behavior that is no longer accepted as normal.
Yeah, mace that dude.
Yeah, back then it was like, this is something you need to watch out for. I could get how in a way, a lot of cartoons point out. But when you're a child's mind, you don't have that capability.
Yeah,
as adults, they're fucking with my childhood. Fuck your childhood, dude. You're an adult now.
Yeah. As a child, I think Pepe Le Pew did something to me. And that was, it led me to believe that it's okay to be
overtly aggressive and
Yes.
flirtatious with women,
Yes.
which in our generation, it was.
Yeah, and then I think that you bring up a good word in your rant, and that is evolution.
Thank you.
And the reason why, and I noticed this with myself actually, because I watched every Friends episode when they came out, when it was new. I loved that show. Great writing, great actors, and I never had a problem with the show. Now, fast forward 20 years later,
Holy shit.
I go back and watch Friends, and then on a few occasions in the episodes, I was like, whoa, that's not right. It wasn't anything like too serious, but just the fact that I was like, whoa, wait a second, shows that the evolution works.
Cheers.
Cheers, yeah, that
The whole
too.
character
Yeah.
based on a fucking slut, ex-alcoholic bartender who
Yeah.
bangs every chick he ever sees.
Yeah.
And sneaky about it.
Yeah.
Gets in there.
And at the time when we watched it, we didn't think anything of it. But
No.
then later, as we evolve, I think it changes us. It changes our views. And a lot of it is because of the social activism of people saying, hey, this is wrong. And you can watch that and you can see that, but then you don't know over the years how much it's changing you. But after watching Friends and seeing that I was like thrown off, I was surprised. I was like, wow, this whole thing is changing people, and there is the power to change people's viewpoints and perspectives.
Archie Bunker show, for fuck's sake, in the
Yeah,
70s.
yeah,
The shit I
exactly.
grew up watching. I Love Lucy. Dude, there are so many.
And it just goes to show that in that time, it was so embraced and ignored for so long that it became part of our culture to accept that kind of behavior.
Dude, every night I would watch with my mom The Honeymooners while this big fat dude threatened to knock his wife's fucking head to the moon. One of these days, Alice, right to the moon.
Yeah.
And now, when we grew up, all of a sudden they're like, they inserted this campaign of morals into our child. But it's, dude.
Well, you know what? Who it's benefiting the most is going to be the generations below us, our children, so to
That's
speak.
the idea.
Because they're being born into a world that no longer has those toxic stereotypes affecting them. So it's a great thing, I think.
It's kind of a circle. It's a pattern. We put out this stuff that is a reflection of our society as we see it in comedy and drama, and then we review that, and as we evolve, we go, well, we don't like that. Most of those shows, those PBS specials, all that shit is about, this is what's in our society, dramas and everything, this is that. People look at that, and they change, and they're like, this is wrong. Why is this happening in our culture? Rape culture and all this shit. Where does it come from? However, the other side of that coin is whenever humans seem to get involved in any kind of fucking movement, especially now with the immediate ability to communicate, it snowballs out of fucking control, thus resulting in something where you need fucking, what is the word I'm looking for? Attack words like cancel culture. They're canceling everything. They're canceling my childhood. No, your uncle canceled your childhood, you stupid piece of shit. The fucking, what's canceling it is the fact that you're involving in it and overreacting to something instead of stepping back. I mean, I've asked several customers who came in ranting the first time this Seuss thing came out. I was like, name them. Name those books.
Yeah.
I can name the ones that I remember reading. I do remember the zoo one. I do remember that. And when I went back and looked at it, the one comment was like, the eyes, they were saying with the Chinese, and they made an eye comment. Now, is that racist to say a facial feature of somebody? I don't know. But the family that wrote the books feels that way. It's walking that line. Pull it. It's fine.
Yeah.
People still own that. Now you own it. Hey, by the way, all that shit is now collector's items.
Yep.
So your little shitty book that you've been keeping in your cupboard that grandma gave you right before grandpa got all touchy with the cookies is fucking worth $500 now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My mom still got that Little Mermaid motherfucking thing with the dick cover on it wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
That's my
Yeah.
inheritance.
And that was Disney too, wasn't it?
You see? Worst movie I ever saw was Old Yeller, dude. Like, Disney was fucking vicious.
Yeah.
So we see all of this is to, I just died. All of this is to watch our culture. That's what it is. It was done in song form and play form and everything else before it. Now we see it all, and it's meant as a tool. And then you evolve. You don't do things the same way. Everything evolves. The way we jog, the way we exercise, our diets.
But here's the thing: is that we are so totally
Did you actually
in control
smoke
of
that
it.
thing?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
We are
you,
so
Joe.
totally in control of it all. You know, people think that there's not that ability to have that control to change these things. No, you can, and you should, and it's a choice. It's just a matter of choosing to do the right thing and sticking to it for further generations below us to then be born into a world that isn't so already pre-fucked that they're predisposed for failure.
Personal health is a great example, because if you're willing to let yourself get out of shape, you know, everybody's got issues and medical conditions, whatever, but if you can control it and you choose to, you stay. Oh fuck, what was my point? It's drifting.
Change and choice.
Well, that means that generations down the road, we're going to teach, instead of now where we taught, our generation was fast food, corn, syrup, the whole dietary thing changed, and we have obesity is huge now, and a bunch of my friends are overweight too, because they grew up with parents that came into that 80s easy lifestyle and all that fast food. Well, that generation was taught that, you know, you're on school lunch break, you go to McDonald's. We grow up, we're on a break, eat fast, go faster.
Yeah.
We're teaching a generation now that you want to exercise always, do yoga, do stretching, breathing, eat properly, cut out all that shit, and it's an evolution. And that way, hopefully, we have stronger, healthier kids. We want that in everything, in our culture. You know, my daughter says things that make me realize how far put off I am from that generation, how they actually think. And they're a lot fucking smarter, and they're a lot more aware of things than we think they are. And so we're sitting here trying to defend this old thing of what the things that we think that our kids give a fuck about. Let me tell you how many of my kids like Slayer, how many of my kids read any of the books I read. You know, you can point a jewel out every Star Wars. My kids are like, meh, but for them, Star Wars starts at the Phantom fucking Menace. Makes you want to beat your children.
And what bothers me too is I have friends my age,
Infinity rant,
in my generation or older, that when I talk about doing yoga or writing poetry,
douche.
Yeah, douche, or they call me gay.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
why
see,
would you
I
do
wanted
that?
my
That's
friend.
gay.
I was gonna say gay.
Yeah.
That's
so
what I was-
but I would have to say that.
But I'm a writer
Yeah. And that's the thing, is that I'm like, really?
and a poet.
Really?
No, because that's how they were raised.
And then
It was
I
masculine.
just never talked to them again after I've been friends with them for like 5 years.
I'm weird dude, man, like that. Like, I don't buy any of that shit, which is why I don't fall into a lot of masculinity, like things like sports and all that, or sweating or
Where it
farting.
should be like, oh, you're an artist? Cool.
That's, yeah. And the thing is every guy's got that side, but it was oppressed. And if we were born, I'd say it wasn't until 90 something, the mid 90s, before like dudes were given the right, like dads were allowed to hug their kids in public and shit. And then that whole show your kids love came out, which again has softened quite a bit of our society. There's a goddamn balance to everything, and an evolution to it, and that's it. And you're talking about trying to get the next generation to break many generations, traditions, and values that were set. And when you were raised by grandma and she fed you cookies, and you sat on the porch swing listening to sweet music, and she's talking about back in the day, and you tune in and out, and all of a sudden, like, you could see them in every tree as far as, and you're thinking she's talking about apples, and all of a sudden you find out that grandma was raised and is filled with the hate, and thankfully she changed a little bit, and she doesn't do that. And then your parents were like, my dad did this to me, I'm not doing it to you. And each generation's supposed to evolve and get better. So who gives a fuck if they're canceling 5 or 6 books, or if they're taking away your stupid cartoons, which are not taking them. You could still find them. You could still watch them. I guarantee you there's a battle of a black market thing going on right now with all of that crap. But what you shouldn't do is be like, I'm going to subject my children to the exact same thing I went through. Where does that take art, culture, music? I mean, stagnant, dude. We're already stagnant. We've only got so many stories we're allowed to tell. And, I mean, except this guy. This guy's got all the stories.
I think he walked through my shot, so I might have to blur his face out and keep that body for sure.
I could go get a disclaimer from him.
I was hoping to get a video of his dog pooping in my yard, but that didn't happen.
You gonna clean that up, bro?
Yeah, also, I think you make some very good points, and but really what it comes down to is it's just a matter of choice. Just a matter of choice. What are you going to choose to change, and what are you going to choose to teach? You know, you going to teach love, or you going to teach hate? What are you going to do?
Why not a little bit of column A and column B? Why not teach why and what you loved, and explain then why and what you loved may not have been wrong, but was different per the era. Dude, nobody could blame a 92-year-old man when he gets surrounded by 5 or 6 black young dudes that to him terrify him, because he comes from a time when people were dying and murdering, or any sect or any color or any situation. I'm sorry, that's the one that came to my mind. Or even that dude was in a war in another country where people that look a certain way were literally murdering him and his friends. So, and he says things that offends you at a dinner party or embarrasses you, don't take him out anymore. Have a sign. I mean, you should have a teacher that says, hey, fuck you, I'm 90, okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna die
when
soon.
older people say stuff that is
God, horrible. Even my own dad, dude.
You know, I don't, it's not that I give them the benefit of the doubt. I just say,
they're raised a certain way, Joe.
You can't undo that.
Here's a perfect example.
Undo that. It's so ingrained in them.
And it's and they were young when they learned it. When your brain is strong and you retain memories. Yeah. I accidentally called brickweed the other day Mexican dirtweed, and right immediately, while I was talking to a black customer, and we were talking about East Coast, and he's all like, "Yeah, that brickweed shit. It used to be called it right there." I go, "Mexican dirtweed," and I realized, like, oh my God. Jesus Christ, that's it right there. That's it. And then, so I ask honestly, though, that is the term.
Is there a difference between Mexican dirtweed and Mexico dirtweed?
Well, I guess the politically correct way to say it now would be South American dirtweed. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you got that South American dirtweed,
you got
bro?
That, but back in the day, it was from Mexico. And it was a brick that the term weed could easily be defined as. Yeah. And we were like, oh, no, not that. But when I said it
you ever had that Canadian brickweed, though?
No, BC bud?
Yeah, BC bud, that's right. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, they try to filter that shit down into Alaska. We're like, no, we grow our own weed, bro. Thanks. Get out of here. My point is, dude, is I am excited about it as a human being whenever a culture or my family or I could get a friend that thinks differently. I don't plant very well. I don't stay in one spot, and it's frustrating when my friends like, well, it's just no, I'm not. I will die with a beer in my hand and a 9 days. Yeah, you know. And meanwhile, they're holding in their fucking thing. You know, that they just had surgery on. They're on. Dude, I look at 47-year-old men. I mean, I know I shaved, and I understand what's going on here. This is, I did it, I brought it back to base form. I'm going to grow my beard back out. In order to do that, unfortunately, you want it to be even, or it's a nightmare. So yes, you have to look at Rott's face for a little while. That's why we do the Smokey interview. This is all for your benefit.
So, having said that, what do you think about the cake cannabis infused joint? Grape Goddess.
I have not been able to smoke half of this fucking thing. I have lit it 5 times.
Wow. Well, that's talky, but...
Yeah, that is true. I was talking the whole time.
I think this is a great fucking joint.
I apologize.
Ripped. I feel good. I feel relaxed.
Oh, no, see how ranty I am?
Mildly cerebral. I'm not getting any anxiety. Okay. It's fucking pretty awesome.
Let's see. My head feels amazing. I actually had a bit of a headache all day. This thing seems to be resting right here at the top of my neck, like a little cap going over my head.
Yep.
It is cerebral in the fact that my brain right now is going probably 276,000 miles an hour straight down the road it should be on, heading towards the fucking sunset tomorrow, and all the hope and possibility of a world that is not as fucked as everybody seems to think it is. So that's what good indicas do to me, dude. They just wrap me the fuck up. But they don't wrap me up like an anxiety, which wraps me up and makes me go, and instead of driving down that straight road, I'm fucking tearing my pants off running down the cornfield over there. And I don't even know what state I'm in that has fucking corn. I'm assuming it's Nevada. Why am I in Nevada, Joe? Because I smoked a sativa and I'm going to die out here. Raped by an alien in a cornfield, the Joe and Rott morning show.
Oh, you threw the joint.
That was the magic there.
No, special effects. All right, well, let's open up the windows.
Crack her open.
I'll let you do your own window this time.
Oh my God, thank you.
Yeah.
I see now why you do them together, though. That was off-timed and badly.
Yeah.
That was off-timed.
I was going to do a countdown, but it's all good.
There it is.
All right. So, wow.
I look 146 years old. I thought you were supposed to look younger when you shaved.
It looks way clearer now in here. That's cool.
I wish they would drove by and pointed at the car. That would have been awesome.
Like, look at that smoke coming out.
And then the cops show up later.
Yeah. But fuck anyway.
Evolve, people. Keep evolving. Start with yourself.
Keyword.
Evolve on.
Evolve on, young lad. Choose love and hate.
Don't choose love. Love will find you. Choose self.
Choose
Try
self,
to
teach
fight
love,
hate.
and hate. How about that?
Say that one again.
Choose love. Choose self. What did I say?
It was touch self, call it love, hate yourself because you're in the middle of the supermarket parking lot.
Choose self, teach love, and hate. Because
Hate self. Choose love. Love tastes great. Kitty.
Yeah, you're making a song now. That's great.
I'm always making a song, Joe.
Yeah.
You're a song. You know how many songs I have about you? I could write your whole fucking
I've
life.
been told I'm like walking poetry in motions.
That was just some dude trying to blow you. No, I'm telling you sincerely as a writer and as somebody who has quite the talent for it.
Oh, I believe it.
Dude, last night I fell in love again with 90s hip hop because I got too busy. I walked in at 3 and from 3 to 8 I did not leave my computer. And
There should be a curriculum in fucking school, man.
and fucking dude, it was what'd you
80s
say?
and 90s hip hop should be a curriculum in school. Should be a required curriculum.
Yeah,
teach.
it's really hard to relate to any kind of hip hop in Alaska. I'm sorry, especially in the state. It was all metal and country and cold.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's why you guys needed that curriculum, was to give you culture. Anyway, I think that wraps up this episode of the
On our
podcast
next
show.
episode, we will talk about curriculums and culture and education and indoctrination and how all of that is wrong. And I didn't mean to rhyme, but that ain't no crime. Joe, talk about next time.
Yeah,
What?
next time we're going to talk about how we need to bring back auto class, shop class, metal class. We need to
Arts.
bring back art class, swimming class, gym class. We need to bring back all those classes.
Fundamental welding classes, survival
Yeah.
classes. You
Yeah.
could take a class out. In Alaska,
Financial
we did that.
classes.
We had a week, well, more like a weekend, where they
How'd
take
it
us out in the winter and then they like basically try to kill a bunch of fucking children. Yeah.
Weed out the strong in Alaska.
Well, no, I mean, you know,
That should be their motto.
weed out the strong.
So yeah, I guess that's what we're talking about on the next episode. Stay posted. Love you.
We have no idea. What,
Been good.
We love you. We do love you.
Yeah, we love you.
Subscribe to this guy's channel.
If you made it all the way through this fucking episode from beginning to end without skipping, we love you.
You could go
We love you. That's all.
Yeah.
I'll pay you. You tell me you've done it, I will pay you.
No, what you do is you do like I've been doing, and you set it up. We're like, hey, if you watch this and comment during it throughout the whole thing, I will enter a raffle, and somebody could win $10. That's what I've been doing.
Okay, okay.
Dude, I
I'll try
paid
it out.
people. It didn't work. Nobody
But-
watched the last one. I offered $10.
The first
I ended
one
up
usually
paying
don't.
my friend $10. That I probably owe that man hundreds of dollars anyway.
How jealous are you of this cat right now?
Dude,
Totally
not very.
eating itself out.
First off, you can achieve that, Joe. It's just a lot more intense stretching.
Yeah, I guess
I'm
so.
talking like on a mountaintop somewhere.
Years and years,
Years
of
of
stretching.
stretching.
Yeah, as long as I have someone doing it for me, I don't need to do that. Anyway, that's neither here nor
Stretching?
there. Yeah.